everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Nessa and Sophie. My name's Nessa, and this sleepy pooch is my Cavapoo puppy named Sophie. And if you're new to this channel, well, we post a lot of videos about Sophie and what it's like being an owner of a Cavapoo puppy. So please hit that subscribe button. We got lots of amazing content coming up, including this video today. Now, if you're like me and you're maybe doing research into finding out whether a Cavapoo puppy is a right fit for you and your family, or maybe you already own a Cavapoo puppy, you might have come across the fact that Cavapoos can be picky eaters. You might be wondering, is Sophie a picky eater? And the answer to that question is both yes and no. And I'm going to tell you why and how, because it's very specific when she's a picky eater and when she's not. So for instance, right now it's 10 o'clock in the morning. What I have right now in front of me is a full bowl of puppy food, and Sophie could not care less about it. Usually what happens in the mornings is we come downstairs and I pour Sophie her bowl of food while I have my breakfast. And what she does is she gives it a little sniff, she walks away, comes in for a little snuggle, and lies down on the rug, and she won't eat. What usually used to happen when she was a puppy, so this is when we first brought her home, she gobbled that up super quickly, almost too quickly. I had to give her it in smaller increments so she wouldn't have an upset stomach. And then all of a sudden she turned about 5 months and she did not want to eat her food anymore. You gotta go eat your food. Yum, yum, yum. Come on, eat your food. We tried switching her food to other brands and other proteins, and it did not work well, both for her stomach and just her appetite didn't change anything. We decided on going back to the original food that she was eating as a puppy, that she was also eating with the breeder, but adding in a couple of wholesome ingredients to it. We would add small amounts of human food, and then she would eat her food as long as it was well mixed in, because Cavapoos are smart puppies. If I left the apple too big in her bowl, she would literally go in and just grab the apple pieces out of her kibble and then leave behind the kibble on the floor. So make sure that if you are adding in wholesome ingredients like we did, make sure you cut them very small or even mush them with the fork in the bowl and then mix it in. Because they will just go and pick out all the yummy stuff and leave behind their food. Trust me, it happens with Sophie all the time. So this full bowl of breakfast food happens quite often. And now you have to be careful if your dog does skip meals, because that is something to be concerned about. They could have digestive upset, there could be something else going on. So please make sure you check in with your vet if you are not sure. But with Sophie, I know that if I play with her food, she will eat it. And watch and see. Now, typically I don't feed her in the living room, so I'm just filming the video here, so I thought I'd show what I usually do. So I have to do this back and forth game with my hands, pretending I'm gonna go get it and throwing it across the room and getting her to chase after it. She likes a lot of fun and a lot of attention with her food. Now, this is if she eats it, because sometimes I'll do this game and she'll eat the few pieces that I'll throw around, and then she'll just leave it like she did right now. Cavapoo puppies are picky eaters. As you can tell with Sophie, she needs fun and games. She needs extra special toppings added to her kibble in order for her to eat it. Something else I've also heard of people using is games like this to also get your puppy motivated to eat their kibble. Now, Sophie absolutely loves human food, cheeses, meats, vegetables, fruit. She will eat it all. She hasn't turned her nose away to anything that we've offered her. So she's only picky when it comes to dog food. Her puppy treats, human treats, that's all good for her. But she's picky with her dog food, which can be very stressful for some dog owners, because if you're trying to make sure your dog eats in the morning before heading off to work, or even at night so that you can continue on with the rest of your day where you have to take your dog for a walk and do some other things, if you have to do all these fun and games and add special things to their food, or maybe you don't want to do either one of those, it can be stressful because your dog will just go ahead and turn their nose away and then just go for a lie down and not eat at all, and you're worried about your dog's health. So I can totally understand that. Something that I actually wanted to test out with Sophie is one of these puzzle food eating games. So I haven't tried any of these with her. I got this one for a reason. So this one, you can see down there at the bottom, it says it's a level 1. So it is easy for her to start with and to see if she's actually able to use this puzzle game to eat her food. So I'm actually going to try this out with her kibble right now because I know she's not going to finish eating all this on her own right now. She usually only eats about half in the mornings. So I'm going to get this out of the package and we're going to actually see if my picky eater puppy, but again, picky eater puppy with kibble, will actually eat her food once it's in this game. So let's try it out. It's got 2 settings, an easy and a hard. So whenever I think the flatter one stays here on this side versus the thicker ends. And I think what they're supposed to do is, using their paws and their sense of smell, is lift these up and find the treat or the kibble. So I'm going to set it up for Sophie. I'm going to put it so that the thicker end, the taller end, stays facing out because that'll make it easier for her to flick it up. Ooh. Where'd it go? Where'd it go, Sophie? Look. Now, of course, you need to remember while your dog is trying out one of these new toys that you do need to make sure you make it engaging and exciting while they're trying it out. And also you need to make sure it's nice and easy for them to start because they've never encountered this before. Good girl. Good girl, Sophie. Yay! Good girl! As you can tell, this toy feeder is actually doing really well right now for Sophie eating her breakfast kibble. I'm going to put the rest of her kibble in the feeder. But again, I am supervising her, so you can tell she likes to eat these little white things, and I don't want her to just chomp on these. I want her to actually engage in the food and with the toy. So I'm going to put the rest of it in. I'm going to continue using it on the easy mode with the thicker side facing out so that she can use her snout and lift it up. And I'm so happy that she's eating her food. I'm going to give Sophie the rest of her food, and then we'll come back after and I'm going to share a couple of helpful tips if you also have a picky eater just like Sophie. Now, this isn't a review or an ad for this product. If we were to do a review on it, I would like to at least try it out for maybe a couple of months to make sure that this wasn't just a fluke or that Sophie just happened to be extra hungrier this morning and this is why she has chosen to use this toy. So if you guys do want a review on a slow feeder or a toy feeder like this one, please leave a comment down below because we'd love to do that, and I'd love to share with you any tips that I come across that helps with Sophie's eating and would probably help with your own dog's issues with being a picky eater as well. This video is just to be informative for if you're also looking into getting a Cavapoo puppy or if you have a picky eater like Sophie. This is some of the stuff that I've tried to do with her. I've shared a few tips on how to get your picky eater to eat their food. Sometimes it depends on what your schedule's like, what you're like as well. Sometimes I have to do that game of playing back and forth with her food and telling her to go chase after it. Or I'll add a healthy topper alternative like some smushed up carrots, some diced up apple. Please check with your vet or even online because there's tons of information online if you're not sure on what to give your dog as a healthy alternative topper to their meals. I've also provided some fun options as well that you can try out with your dog. Toys like this one, do some research, see your dog's skill level. I'm starting off on a 1 and I think that was pretty good. I don't think I should go up any higher just yet. There's also snuffle mats that work as well. We've used snuffle mats with Sophie, especially when she had her spay surgery. I included that in our spay video as a way for her to release some energy and also to practice her foraging skills as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do if you have a picky eater like Sophie. So it doesn't have to be super stressful. It doesn't have to completely change your schedule and you have to plan for extra time in advance. If you're doing the food topper option like I've done a few times, even if you just make dinner the night before and you cook a couple of carrots, you can save those carrots for a couple days after, and then you don't have to worry about making something specifically for your dog that day. So you want to take the stress out of having a picky eater. I know pet stores also carry food toppers as well, and I've heard people also using wet dog food to add into dry dog food to kind of give it a different flavor. But again, this is all dependent on what your schedule's like and what you are like as well. I really hope that these tips were helpful if you have a picky eater. I hope too, if you're looking into getting a Cavapoo puppy, that you know that this could be something that happens. I do want to be honest with you and I do want to share with you our experience with Sophie. She's an amazing puppy, but there are some things that you have to change depending on dog dog breed, and this is one of them. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if there's a video you'd like to see next, please drop us a comment down below. I'm always checking those all the time. Give us a like and also subscribe to our channel because we're always posting new content and you don't want to miss out on anything. So bye for now. Bye from a sleepy Sophie. You can see her right there. And we'll see you next time. Bye.